Hey there, friend. If you're watching this, I'm guessing you're someone who's lived a good bit of life already, maybe even quite a lot of it. You've raised kids, built a career, seen the world change in ways we could never have imagined just a few decades ago. And now you're looking ahead, not behind. You want to keep going strong. Maybe you've noticed that your energy isn't what it used to be, or perhaps you're feeling like time is moving faster than ever. Have you ever caught yourself thinking, I wish I had more time? Or maybe, I hope I can stay healthy enough to enjoy the years I have left. Well, here's something I think you'll really like hearing. Science shows that the choices you make every single day, yes, even now, can add years to your life. Not just any years either. We're talking about good years. Years where you feel strong, sharp, and full of purpose. Years where you get to spend time with the people you love, travel if you want to, pick up new hobbies, or simply enjoy your own company in peace. In this video, we're going to talk about 7 daily habits that have been proven by research to help people live longer, healthier lives after 60. These aren't drastic lifestyle overhauls or trendy fads that fade away. They're simple, doable changes, things you can start doing today that can truly make a difference. And best of all, they don't require a ton of money, special equipment, or even a lot of time. Just consistency, a little effort, and the willingness to invest in yourself. So let's jump right in. The first habit might sound obvious, but I promise you it's one of the most powerful ones out there. Start your day with movement. Now, before you roll your eyes and say, not another exercise video, hear me out. This isn't about running marathons or lifting weights until you drop. It's about getting your body gently moving each morning, even if it's just for 10 minutes. Stretching, walking around the house, doing some light yoga. Anything that gets your blood flowing and your joints loosened up. You see, when we sit still for too long, especially as we age, our muscles stiffen, our circulation slows, and our metabolism doesn't work as efficiently. But just a little bit of movement first thing in the morning can kickstart your entire system. In fact, studies show that seniors who engage in regular light physical activity tend to live longer, experience fewer falls, and maintain better mental clarity. Plus, moving in the morning sets a positive tone for the rest of the day. You'll feel more awake, more alert, and more in control of your body. Now, I know some of you may have aches or mobility issues, and that's okay. The key is to find a form of movement that works for you. Maybe it's sitting on the edge of your bed and doing arm circles. Maybe it's standing at the kitchen counter while you wait for your coffee and stretching your legs. Whatever it is, make it part of your routine. Start small and build from there. Even 5 minutes a day can make a real difference over time. All right, so movement in the morning is number 1. Let's move on to number 2. Drink water first thing. Yes, plain old water. I know it sounds simple and maybe even a little silly, but hydration is one of those quiet superpowers when it comes to longevity. As we age, our bodies become less sensitive to thirst signals, which means we can go hours without realizing we need to drink. Dehydration can lead to fatigue, confusion, and even increase the risk of falls or hospitalizations. So here's a great tip. Before you reach for that cup of coffee or tea, pour yourself a big glass of water. Make it room temperature or warm if cold bothers you. Add a slice of lemon if you like a little flavor. And try to drink at least half a liter within the first hour of waking up. You'll notice a surprising difference in how you feel. Clearer-headed, more energized, and ready to take on the day. And speaking of coffee, yes, moderate caffeine is fine and even linked to some health benefits. But don't skip the water. It's the foundation of everything else your body does. From digestion to brain function to joint lubrication, water plays a role in nearly every process in your body. So this is one habit you definitely don't want to overlook. Now, these first two habits, movement and hydration, are like the opening act of a great performance. They set the stage for everything else that follows. Once you've got those down, you'll probably notice other areas of your life naturally improving too. You might feel hungry sooner or more inclined to make better food choices. That brings us to our third habit. Eat a protein-rich breakfast. Again, this might seem straightforward, but it's incredibly important. After a night of fasting, your body needs fuel, and not just any fuel. Protein helps preserve muscle mass, which tends to decline as we age. And muscle is crucial for strength, balance, and overall vitality. A high-protein breakfast also keeps your blood sugar stable, so you won't crash mid-morning, and it helps you feel full longer. So what counts as a good protein source? Eggs are an excellent choice, scrambled, boiled, or even microwaved if you're short on time. Greek yogurt with a sprinkle of nuts or seeds is another easy option. Cottage cheese, smoothies with protein powder, oatmeal topped with peanut butter. All of these can work. Don't worry too much about perfection. The goal is simply to give your body the building blocks it needs to function well. Now, I know some folks worry about cholesterol or fat content, but recent research has largely debunked many of those myths. Unless you have specific dietary restrictions, including quality proteins in your meals is one of the smartest things you can do for your long-term health. So, to recap, we've covered 3 powerful habits so far. Starting your day with gentle movement, drinking water first thing, and eating a protein-rich breakfast. Each of these is simple on its own, but together they create a solid foundation for a longer, healthier life. Let's keep going now. Next up, we'll talk about something that affects almost all of us as we age, and sleep quality. And no, I'm not just talking about how many hours you get. It's about how deep and restorative that sleep is. Because believe it or not, good sleep is one of the most underrated keys to living longer. And the best part, there are some surprisingly easy ways to improve it, even if you've struggled with sleep for years. But we'll dive into that in just a moment. For now, take a second to reflect on what we've covered so far. Are these habits you already do, or are there 1 or 2 you could start adding to your routine this week? Even small steps matter. The goal isn't to overhaul your life overnight. It's to make consistent, thoughtful choices that support your health and happiness. All right, let's continue on this journey together. Up next, we'll explore how to improve your sleep naturally, why social connection matters more than you might think, and one surprising habit that can protect your brain as you age. Stick around, it's going to be worth it. Let's pick up right where we left off, because the next few habits are just as important when it comes to living longer and feeling better. We were talking about sleep and how it's not just about quantity, but quality. So let me ask you this. Do you wake up feeling rested most mornings, or do you often feel groggy, tired, or like you didn't really get a good night's rest? As we age, our sleep patterns naturally change. We might fall asleep earlier, wake up more frequently during the night, or find ourselves waking before the alarm even rings. But that doesn't mean poor sleep is something we just have to accept. In fact, getting quality rest is one of the most powerful tools we have for longevity. Here's why. While you're sleeping, your body goes into repair mode. It clears out toxins from the brain, repairs muscles, balances hormones, and strengthens your immune system. Without enough deep sleep, these processes don't happen as efficiently, and over time, that can lead to everything from memory issues to weakened immunity to chronic disease. So, how do you improve your sleep naturally? Let's start with consistency. Try to go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. Your body loves routine, and a regular schedule helps regulate your internal clock. Also, pay attention to what you do in the hour before bed. Avoid screens,
phones, tablets, TV, because the blue light they emit can interfere with melatonin, the hormone that helps you fall asleep. Instead, try winding down with a book, some soft music, or even a warm cup of herbal tea. Chamomile or peppermint are great choices. And here's another tip. Make sure your bedroom is cool, dark, and quiet. If outside noise is an issue, consider using a white noise machine or earplugs. And if you wake up in the middle of the night, don't panic. That's completely normal as we age. Just take a few deep breaths, relax, and give yourself permission to drift back off without stress. Now, improving your sleep is habit number 4. Let's move on to number 5, and this one might surprise you a little. Stay socially connected. I know, it sounds like something your grandkids would say, but hear me out. There's a growing body of research showing that strong social ties are one of the biggest predictors of a long, healthy life. In fact, studies from places like Japan, where people tend to live longer than almost anywhere else in the world, show that community and connection play a huge role in their longevity. Loneliness isn't just emotionally uncomfortable, it can actually shorten your lifespan. Chronic loneliness has been linked to higher rates of heart disease, depression, and cognitive decline. But the opposite is also true. Regular interactions with others, whether it's family, friends, neighbors, or even strangers, boosts mood, reduces stress, and keeps the brain active. Now, I understand that staying connected isn't always easy. Some of us may be retired, living alone, or dealing with health issues that make going out difficult. But there's still plenty of ways to stay engaged. Maybe it's joining a local senior center or church group. Maybe it's taking a class or volunteering. Even a weekly phone call with a friend or neighbor can make a big difference. Technology can help too. If you're comfortable with it, video calls through apps like FaceTime, Zoom, or WhatsApp are a great way to see loved ones who live far away. Or maybe you could join a book club or hobby group online. The key is to keep the conversation flowing, share experiences, and stay involved in life. So, if you've been feeling isolated lately, I encourage you to take small steps towards reconnecting. It might not feel natural at first, but over time, those connections will bring joy, laughter, and a sense of belonging, all things that contribute to a longer, healthier life. All right, so far we've covered movement in the morning, hydration, protein-rich breakfasts, quality sleep, and social connection. 5 down, 2 to go. Our 6th habit is something that might not come up in everyday conversation, but it's incredibly important. Practice gratitude daily. Yes, gratitude. Now, I know that might sound a bit new agey or overly sentimental, but stick with me here, because science shows that people who regularly express gratitude, meaning they intentionally focus on the good things in their lives, experience lower levels of stress, better sleep, and even improved heart health. Gratitude doesn't mean ignoring the hard parts of life. Far from it. It means choosing to notice and appreciate the positive moments, no matter how small. A warm cup of coffee, a kind word from a neighbor, the sun shining through the window, the fact that you made it through another day. And here's the thing, when you start focusing on the good, your brain starts looking for it more often. It rewires itself to notice joy instead of just problems. And that shift, that mindset, can make a real difference in how you feel both mentally and physically. So, how do you practice gratitude? It can be as simple as taking a minute each morning or evening to name 3 things you're grateful for. You can write them down in a journal, say them out loud, or just think about them quietly. The act of reflecting on the positives in your life helps reduce anxiety, boost mood, and even strengthen relationships. Now, you might be surprised how quickly this habit can lift your spirits. One viewer told me that after starting a daily gratitude practice, she noticed she smiled more, argued less with her kids, and even started enjoying things she used to take for granted. That's the power of gratitude. It changes your outlook, and that changes your life. All right, so that's 6 habits so far. let's wrap this up with the final one, and it might be the most overlooked of all. Keep learning. Yes, learning. Whether it's picking up a new hobby, reading a book, trying a new recipe, or even learning how to use a new gadget, keeping your mind engaged is one of the best things you can do for your brain and your overall health. The human brain thrives on novelty. When we learn something new, it sparks neural activity and builds what's called cognitive reserve, which acts like a buffer against memory loss and cognitive decline. In other words, the more you challenge your brain, the better it holds up over time. And learning doesn't have to be formal or complicated. It can be as simple as doing a crossword puzzle, playing a card game, or watching a documentary on a topic you've never explored before. Maybe you've always wanted to learn how to paint, or speak a little Spanish, or fix something around the house. Whatever it is, dive in. Curiosity keeps us young. In fact, one study found that older adults who engaged in mentally stimulating activities had a significantly lower risk of developing dementia later in life. So not only does learning keep your brain sharp, it might actually protect it for years to come. So here's my challenge to you. Find one thing this week that you want to learn more about. It can be big or small, just something that sparks your interest. Then spend a little time exploring it. Read an article, watch a video, talk to someone who knows more than you do. Keep that brain active, and you'll be amazed at how much younger and more alive you feel. All right, so to recap the last few habits we've covered, prioritize quality sleep by creating a consistent bedtime routine, stay socially connected through meaningful interactions, practice gratitude daily to shift your mindset, and keep your brain engaged by continuing to learn throughout life. That brings us to a total of 7 powerful habits, each one backed by science and each one within your reach. And the best part, you don't have to do them all perfectly. Just start with 1 or 2 and build from there. Small changes truly do add up over time. Now, in the next part, we'll wrap everything up by revisiting each of these habits in a fresh way, offer a few final thoughts, and leave you with a message that I hope will inspire you to take action. Not tomorrow, not next week, but today. Because the truth is, you deserve to live your best life, and it's never too late to start.
Let's take a moment to look back at what we've covered so far. We started with the idea that small, consistent habits can add years, good years, to your life. And as we walked through each one together, I hope you began to see how simple yet powerful these changes really are. We talked about starting your day with movement, not intense workouts, just gentle activity that gets your body moving and wakes up your energy. Then came hydration, something so basic it's easy to overlook, but absolutely essential for every function in your body. A protein-rich breakfast followed, giving your muscles the fuel they need to stay strong and support your independence. Quality sleep helped your body repair and recharge, while staying socially connected gave your heart and mind the nourishment they craved. Practicing gratitude lifted your mood and shifted your mindset. And finally, keeping your brain engaged kept you curious, sharp, and young at heart. Each of these habits stands on its own, but together they form a kind of daily rhythm, a way of living that supports your body, mind, and spirit. And here's the beautiful thing. You don't have to do them all perfectly to feel the benefits. Just taking 1 or 2 steps each day can begin to change how you feel, how you move through the world, and even how long you get to enjoy it. Now, let me share something personal with you. Something I've learned over the years from working with people like you. There's a common belief that once we hit a certain age, our best days are behind us, that we're supposed to slow down, accept limitations, and prepare for the final chapter. But I'm here to tell you that's simply not true. I've met so many people in their 70s, 80s, even 90s who are more vibrant, more joyful, and more alive than some folks half their age. And you know what sets them apart? It's not luck. It's not genetics alone. It's the choices they make every single day. They move their bodies. They connect with others. They keep learning. They find joy in the little things. They live with intention, and because of that, they live well. So if you've been feeling like your energy is fading or like time is slipping away faster than ever, I want to remind you of something important. You still have time. Time to feel better. Time to try new things. Time to grow, to heal, to enjoy life more deeply than ever before. And it starts today. Maybe you'll start by getting up tomorrow morning and doing a few minutes of stretching. Maybe you'll pour yourself a glass of water before reaching for coffee. Or maybe you'll call a friend or neighbor you haven't spoken to in a while. These might seem like small actions, but they're the building blocks of a longer, healthier, happier life. One of the most inspiring stories I've heard was from a woman named Marjorie. She was in her early 70s when she decided to learn how to paint. She had never touched a brush before, but something inside her said, "Why not now?" So she bought a set of paints, watched some online tutorials, and just started experimenting. At first, it was messy and frustrating, but she kept at it. Over time, she got better. More importantly, she felt alive. Her confidence grew, her mood improved, and she even started showing her work at local art fairs. She told me once, "I used to think my best days were behind me, but now I realize they're right here, in every brushstroke." That's the kind of life I want for you. Not one where you're waiting for time to pass, but one where you're fully present in it. One where you continue to grow, explore, and thrive, no matter your age. So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a few final thoughts. First, be kind to yourself. Change takes time. Some days you'll stick to your new habits, and other days you might forget. That's okay. What matters is that you keep showing up for yourself one day at a time. Second, celebrate progress, not perfection. If you manage to drink more water for a few days straight, that's a win. If you walk around the block twice this week, that's a win. Every step forward counts, no matter how small. Third, don't compare yourself to anyone else. Your journey is yours alone. You've lived a unique life, faced your own challenges, and built your own strengths. Focus on what works for you, not what someone else is doing. And finally, remember that aging doesn't mean slowing down. It means deepening. It means savoring the moments more, appreciating the people in your life, and discovering parts of yourself you may not have known were still growing. So go ahead, embrace this next chapter. Try something new. Connect with someone. Move your body. Take care of yourself, because you deserve to feel good, to live fully, and to enjoy every year you've earned. If you found this video helpful, please consider liking it and subscribing to the channel. We'll be sharing more tips, stories, and practical advice to help you live your best life at any age. And if you'd like to share your own experience, whether it's a habit you've already tried or one you're excited to start, drop a comment below. I love hearing from you, and your story might just inspire someone else to take that first step. Here's to living stronger, sharper, and more joyfully, not despite your age, but because of it. Thank you for being here. Like and subscribe for more.